50K or dip back under 100,000, even maybe $70,000 per Bitcoin. So people are talking to me, bro, on social media, DMing me like crazy. Yo, man, I want to buy Bitcoin, and I know what to say to people when they tell me. They ask me, "What's happening right now in the markets? Why are we ripping right now? And we're going to continue to rip. Are we going to see 120K by the end of May? What's going on?"
I don't know about 120K, dude, but first of all, if people are asking you for financial advice with that wig on, I think they got bigger problems, all right? I think
Well, we
that they
got the
should
'90s gala, so I gotta do what I gotta do. But go
okay.
ahead,
All right. Um
Jerry Curl.
120 by the end of May. Probably not. Who knows? I think the and we talked about this the last time. Southern May, you're gay.
Tell me
And
are you gay? Yeah, go
all right,
ahead, continue.
and they're
I'm not gay
the
because I
bear
didn't tell him, May.
same bears are. Not that there's anything wrong with that, right? Let's just get that out of the way. Bitcoin and crypto's for everybody.
Yeah, there's
But
nothing wrong with being poor. I get it. Yeah,
if
go ahead.
you're at a point where you're bearish now, you need to get your head examined. Like, what more do you want right now? As far as you have, and we talked about this last time for our new viewers. We have the governmental news, all these states doing strategic Bitcoin reserves. We got the pumper in chief that's constantly pumping it. All hail Trump, baby, the king of the bull market right now. Um, all the recession stuff, you see it, JP Morgan, they're all going on Bloomberg, the Morgan Stanleys, they're all retracting all the recession statements that they made. Tariffs. The deals are starting to come in with Trump. So I truly think that we might have a DeFi summer, man. We got to call
DeFi
it something
Summer?
different, though.
Okay, well, I mean, if it's DeFi Summer, then it's usually on Solana, or can it be that everything runs at the
Soul
same time?
Summer.
Because yeah, because right now we're not seeing an alt season. We're just seeing Bitcoin pump because Arthur Hayes had promised us as soon as Bitcoin hits 110K, we're going to see altcoin season. What's my
Well,
altcoin season?
I think people like take that too literally, but it is true because let's say the wave, right? You're looking at, if I could, the best analogy is like an ocean. You have this huge wave, right? You need Bitcoin to make that first big wave, right? And then all the other waves are going to start being made because of it. So we got to get there. We can't rush it because ultimately it's going to happen. But all tides are going to the tide is going to raise all boats, baby. Like, we got this now. I think you see a lot of shit on Soul that's pumping. I posted yesterday on my with my algo virtuosocrypto.com.
Which by the way, I'm on beta mode. Thank you for that. I got in this
Yeah,
morning. Got
yeah.
in last night, but I was drinking. I was in the middle of the VIP reception. I
That's the
wanted
best
to, but
way.
trust me, I just couldn't. Nah.
Nah, it's good. No, it's a signals platform, and I'm getting signals that are coming in. I got Pepe, Mudang, which I sent it to a friend of mine. They're up 100% on it. I think you're starting to notice things on the books, especially like with these exchanges now. The volume is coming in. And then the biggest news that nobody's really talking about is derivatives are going to happen in the US for crypto. And if that's the case, everything's going to pump. So we'll see. CFTC has to make a decision about that. Um, but I saw the news today that that's going to be a potential thing. Are you frozen or are you just still?
I'm just still. No, I
Oh,
was
okay.
basically making sure that I was letting the troops know that we're on live right now,
Oh,
so that
sweet.
they can come on and chop it up with us. Yeah. So, you think that, right? Okay. So, listen. I've asked a question about the ETFs. 'Cause I have a friend, Sabi's his name. I can say that's his stage name, not in RIRL. Do you think that the new Securities and Exchange Commission, they're a bunch of cucks, just like Gary Gensler's ECSE, because they seem to be delaying every single, what do you call it? Every single one of those ETFs. They delayed the Litecoin one. Every day they're delaying something else.
I also don't think it should be. I don't think they're cucks. Cook is a very
They're not cucks.
Cook is specifically referred for Gensler. Like, that was the biggest cook of all time. I think they're just slow to move because I think a lot of things are happening at the same time, and I think it's good. Let's get some states with Bitcoin reserves. We don't need these ETFs right now. And they're shit coins. Come on, let's all be honest, man. Like,
I
you
mean,
have
yeah,
a
but at the end of the day, we got to make some money somehow. I mean, we're not gonna put 10K into Bitcoin and become millionaires overnight anymore. It doesn't happen. Not that
so
I'm
there's
giving
two.
financial advice or anything.
No, well, we never do here, but there's two different things. Either you want to be a person who is rich, right, and wants to use this to your advantage, which we all do, but there's a fundamental value that's that's for long term, right? And I think they're building now the the pathway for that. But it's going to take some time, and then it's government too. And government takes forever to move.
Yeah, government. Well,
So
yeah, the Muslim government moves slowly. People don't understand that. I was at a breakfast this yesterday morning. People from FINRA, Securities and Exchange Commission, former lawyers, and they were telling me one thing, that crypto is happening, and that they were very upset with Gary Gensler. There was a lawyer. I can't say his name, obviously, but he told me that he basically applied to join the SEC when Gary Gensler became the chairman because he was like, oh, this is a pro crypto guy from MIT days. And then
right.
what happened after that? He was very upset with the whole thing, and he left the SEC.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk about this guy anymore. He's dead to me. So let's move on from him because it was just a terrible 4 fucking years, and I'm glad we're over it. And I think everybody's just like you. Everybody's like, all right, when does it happen? But it is happening. We talked about 120 by the end of May. I don't know. By the end of the year, no doubt about it, 200,000 by the end of the year. The hard road was to get here. This was the hardest road from 0 to 100,000 in what is it, 12, 13 years I'm sorry, 16 years that Bitcoin has been around.
Yeah, 15, because 15 years ago was Pizza Day. Yeah, so about 16 years.
Right. So
Oh, happy
this was the
Bitcoin Pizza
hardest
Day, by the way. Sorry, my
Yeah, happy
manners.
pizza day, dude. And we don't use pizza in that way, all right? We use pizza in the good way. Like it's not a hidden thing. We use pizza the right way. We order pizza. Not for anything disturbing,
Yeah,
but
good pizza up in New Jersey, bro. Because right now, well, I'm in the Northeast. I just say, well, I'm technically still in the Northeast. I'm in DC right now, but yeah, this is not a good place to get pizza, as
dude,
you
it's not a
know.
good place for any type of food down there. You better watch your wallet too. I don't know if Trump fixed all the all the vagrants out there, but dude, I'm elated because I truly feel like what I said before, from 0 to 100,000, dude, people proving you wrong. Like I was talking about this in 2015. 2014 I got into crypto, right, specifically into Bitcoin. So I've been talking about this for over a decade. People looked at me like, "Oh, weird internet money guy."
Dude, even last
Uh,
year, people are making fun of me. I have cousins that were telling me I was immature, and I was being an immature kid by investing in what kids invest in,
if they
and
could
now the
only
same
see
people
you
are
now,
DMing me.
dude. If they could only
Yeah,
see
now they're
you
DMing me
now.
like, "Yo, bro, what are you investing in, bro?"
Well, I mean, I'm sure you're leading their XRP analysis there.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, well, we're cutting on your indicator to filter because your indicator has been right more than wrong in the past few weeks. I mean, obviously, it's a good
Yeah.
indicator.
Well, because it's based on the fact that we're looking at everything, right? We're looking at specifically at the books and at the order flow, and the order flow is looking great right now. The main way that I'm looking at this stuff is, are inflows going to the exchanges or outflows? If it's inflows, people are selling. If it's outflows, people are buying and keeping it supposedly in storage, but they're probably just using it to trade on some other platforms. Either way, you don't want the exchanges to have a huge amount, right? Which is going to cause what we talked about before about the supply shock, because inevitably, who is selling now, right?
Retail weekends, they're selling, and they're selling to diamond hands, the institutions. They're
I actually
taking it
don't
up.
think I don't think anybody's really selling spot. I think people are. I think the derivatives are what's leading here, and I can tell by the charts. But the floating derivatives are leading, and a lot of people are hedging their positions, right? They're opening up some shorts, but nobody's selling, and I mean that's the ultimate hedge thing. I'm sure Sailor has to be doing that, right? You
What do
have
you
to.
mean? What do you mean? Taylor has to be doing what?
If you're buying that much Bitcoin, you're a
Sorry.
you're a publicly traded company. You need to be hedging that position by shorting it.
Yeah, I get it.
So, which is counter, right? Like again, he's the
Well,
biggest.
whatever. So
Go ahead.
I do get it, but I don't. So if according to Sailor's thesis, at least what he says openly, he says that it's going up for whatever, right? For like he's going up forever, Laura. Right, his quote. So why would he short it? He wouldn't short it, right? He would just keep buying and buying and buying, no matter
You
what.
could buy the spot, but you're a publicly traded company. It is not feasible for you, for Sailor, for anybody to put all your eggs in that basket without saying, "Hey, if this goes down, I need to be protected on the downside." And he has to be. Is that being disclosed? I don't know. I said it
Well, we can see
before.
it on the blockchain if we really wanted to. We could track it on the blockchain, though, right?
Not
In
necessarily
theory.
though, because if there's a derivative position open as a short, then it's not necessarily easily tracked because it's centralized exchanges that have the data. Um, it's an interesting thing that I'm actually going to look into because He bought some more today. He's issuing some more debt to what is it, like $2.5 billion to buy more. He has, I think, upwards of almost $25 billion that his company has on its treasury. So either people are going to either short Bitcoin or short strategy to hedge that position if you're really in it, because I don't believe that there's a downside, but I'm also not a stupid idiot to not protect a position, especially that large. And if you look at it, it's a stupid large position. And the things that he's been saying, which dude, he needs to shut the fuck up sometimes. Like, oh, if you're not buying at all time highs, then you're gonna miss out. That is how
I mean,
you
in
make.
all fairness to him, he's been buying like religiously. Even
He has
when it dipped
been.
down from 110 to 100, to 73,000, he was buying too.
But where was he? Where was he when it was at 70,000? Where was this aggression? And like that's why I don't think that his position is the smartest position in crypto, because you weren't buying. I mean, maybe he was, and if you look on average, and somebody probably did this on Twitter already. What is the price on average for Bitcoin that he has? I mean, because he's bought some below. I think he bought some at 65. I'm just saying there was a when the tariff stuff started and we were down to like almost 80 or whatever. Was he this much aggressively buying?
I mean, he was buying, but in all fairness, he was DCAing into it like back in 2020, 2021 as well, when it was into like 16,000. So I think his
You know
average
what?
is still pretty
I'm
low.
gonna stop talking shit right now. I'm actually gonna look this up
While
because
you're doing that, I also want to say like we have Texas is going to sign it. By the way, I'm either wearing this wig or my Make America Texas again until Governor Abbott signs the bill. It's already on the way to his desk, the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve, and we know Texas alone is the 10th biggest economy in the world, right? New Hampshire, a dent. Arizona's not buying. Texas is huge, right? That's like the equivalent of France or like Italy or Germany establishing a Bitcoin strategic reserve on their own. So in these states, we know for a fact what's going to happen is this year we're going to have 3 or 4 states, maybe North Carolina. We'll have 4, right? 2 of them buying, Arizona not buying, just holding. But we're also going to have more states next year, right? Same with crypto, is getting into more and more states. Probably Jersey, Rhode Island, hopefully California, New York. These states are going to jump in. Florida as well. They almost got it through, but they
I don't know about
couldn't. Probably
Jersey.
next year.
I'll take that back. I don't
Well,
know about Jersey.
we can't talk too much about Jersey because we're just starting off. But you know what we're going to do and what we're doing in Jersey. We're trying to do what we did at the national level, where we basically said, "Listen, if you're with crypto, we got your back." So, if they're not with the crypto, we can't get your back.
Well,
But
that's the thing. I mean, it just makes sense for the states to do it, but the states are run by their state houses, and in a left leaning state, it's gonna be hard. Even in a right leaning state, the problem is that we have these governments that move at snail's paces. They move like molasses. To have this guy come out, I think you had all the good news that you need for this bull run. These are just the cherries on top. Ultimately, if they actually start buying, because I think what Arizona did, I think he
New
looked.
Hampshire, Arizona can't buy, but New Hampshire,
Yeah.
when they signed the bill, they had 60 days, which is until mid-July, to buy 5% of state funds into Bitcoin and altcoins, not just Bitcoin, altcoins as well.
Um, which again, I don't know about that. I don't know what
Hey,
alts they're putting
I'll
the
tell
money
you
into.
What Texas is doing is this. Texas is saying, listen, we're going to buy Bitcoin and any altcoin with over a $700 billion market cap, which, as you know, is no altcoin right now. Ethereum's like at 400 billion, it's the second biggest.
Right.
So they're looking into the future. They're like, listen, we're buying anything over 700 billion market cap. So assuming things stay somewhat the same, they're probably going to be buying Ethereum and XRP pretty soon.
I'm just seeing
But
right now
it's
that
not a bad thing.
they're only talking about. I'm just again. I looked at it real quick. I read the full article on Axios. That it's a Bitcoin strategic reserve for Texas. Um, yeah, I don't know about the alts, because that's the other thing too. Like the alts,
Because
which
the thing is that
ones?
The Texas blocked anything over $700 billion market cap is the way they voted in the legislation. Cause it's the Texas Blockchain Council, which is all about cryptocurrency in general. They're mainly Bitcoin focused, but they also understand that altcoins have a future as well. Because Google's getting into Ethereum. A lot of RWA is going to be on Ethereum, so they don't want to miss out on that either. And what happened was that Trump did the strategic crypto stockpile thing, right, with altcoins, and some of the states were like, "Yeah, we can't just do that. We can't just do Bitcoin."
Yeah,
But
again, this is stuff that, like, I think in part. you were doing the most, and like let's start off, with a strategic Bitcoin reserve and then move forward. If that goes well, then you do something else. I don't feel like you should like throw everything in at once to the. I think that's a way that we're all gonna
That,
get
that's why
fucked.
that's why that's why I like Texas is that's why I like the way Texas is doing it. Texas is not buying any altcoins until they hit $700 billion market cap. I don't know why you chose that number specifically, but they're doing it the right way. They're starting with Bitcoin,
Yeah,
and they're
I
doing
mean,
what
I think
Arizona
yeah,
did. You know,
I think that that's probably the best possible strategy for these states. But okay, now we're just talking about states, right? But we're not talking about
cities as well.
what.
Cities are buying Bitcoin, by the way, right?
Forget about
Roswell.
cities. I'm talking about treasuries from publicly traded companies.
Those treasuries are actually bigger than most countries, right?
Right. We need Apple. We need Microsoft. Where's
Meta.
Google's? Meta. OpenAI now. Um, where are their reserves? Tesla's the only one that I know of besides Strategy that has a reserve that they haven't
Well,
sold, but they haven't put
MetaPlanet,
more.
MetaPlanet too, right? MetaPlanet
Well,
basically is doing what Strategy did
they're
in Japan.
yep, they're in Japan. Yeah. Yeah, I just don't think that the states are going to drag their feet, and the states they're not going to make the best decisions ultimately because you have politicians making these decisions, and name good ideas that come out of
Dude,
politicians.
my mom and I were walking around DC yesterday, right? Me and Mama World, and bro, we saw like these old ass dudes with suits on. They could barely walk. I was like, "Yep, these guys work in DC." They're definitely some Congress people from like in the middle of nowhere in Montana or something.
Right, right. I mean,
I was like,
it's the suits, man, and like it was one of the. I saw this morning. I was watching CNBC Scaramucci, which he's. You want to talk about cucks? That guy's the biggest cuck. He's talking about all the stablecoin, the genius bill that they passed, and like, we're got to start this, and like, he's talking about it in such a way that he- he's talking to the suits, right? And the suits are knowledgeable about this stuff, but then he's going into like, the shitters, like the AVAXs and things like that. That these are the new economies that are going. He has a book coming out about Solana too, I think. Which again, this has got this. You're seeing this new froth of people come in that their previous life had nothing to do with this, but then they're trying to correlate it and trying to be the new guy and Mister like, oh, I know what I'm talking about. Listen, I've been in this space for 10 years. I'm learning new shit every day, right?
I mean, it is,
So
and then we basically we went from basically, well, especially you, from just guys that are just basically playing with crypto to now we're involved in government affairs. I mean, right?
right.
As we're doing, we're lobbyists now. I'm like I would have never saw this 2 years ago. I don't know about you.
No, I mean that's the conversation that I've been
Yeah.
having with people. Like even like a year ago, it's just crazy to see how much further we are as an industry and how real it's become. And thank you, all hail Mr. Donald Trump.
Well, all hell,
thank
people that get
thank
him
you,
elected, right? Stanley
thank you,
Crypto
Donald
had
Trump.
promised him. Stanley Crypto promised him 5 million votes, and he said we're going to get basically the Congress to be, we're going to get people primaried out of there in both parties, and now we have the most pro crypto government because of Stanley Crypto and people like us, obviously, right? But I want to get to the meat and potatoes of things. They have to go soon and get drunk. So,
Right.
play out the next 6 months for me going through. Let's just go to December. Play it out. Are we going to see another dip? Are we just going to rip to a
No,
million
I mean
dollars?
I think like I said before, the hardest road is complete. I think that the road to 200,000 is going to be so much easier. We're in price discovery right now.
Not financial
Um,
advice. Sorry, go
yeah, not financial
ahead.
advice. Do your
Don't throw everything
research.
into because we said it. But go ahead.
But ultimately, I do feel like the road to 200,000 is going to be quick and easy. How quick? I think it's 6 months quick. I don't think it's going to be tomorrow. I think by December you're going to have 200,000 for sure.
Are you think it's gonna chop up there? Is there gonna be like another dip in August after like the states finish buying their initial, large
Well,
amounts?
no, but
We'll see a dip.
everybody's out on August. I'm going on vacation in August. Like nobody's trading in August. So yeah, it's going to be cause for like a
So
dip or
is it a
whatever,
dip
maybe.
or just consolidation?
Isn't it both the same thing, right? Isn't like the
I
dip?
don't know.
I mean,
You tell
it's
me.
accumulation basically. At those lows, we call it accumulation because people are going to be accumulating at those levels. Ultimately, I do think that Q4 is going to be an explosion. Well, you'll see maybe that explosion from, let's say, if I could cap it in the summer, it might be like 150, and then I think
So
you'll
you
see an
think that
explosion.
July we're gonna get to 150K? and then in August sell in August and go away and then come back September or something? Or is that what you're saying?
Don't
Kind of.
sell, don't sell. But yeah, I think it's gonna. I think right now the way that everything's playing out. I mean, you have after Memorial Day, everybody comes back on Tuesday. I think from Tuesday, so that's what the 26th. You have a month, which would be the end
And you
of
have the Bitcoin
June.
conference too. The Bitcoin conference too. So people, all eyes
Those
will
are
be on
yeah,
Bitcoin.
but those are historically terrible times to buy. Actually, good times to sell if you were going
Yeah,
to sell.
usually because it's usually
Sell the
like last year was in
news.
August. Yeah, usually yeah. So I'm just saying that like this year it's actually really early as well, and because we had a horrible February and March, who knows? Maybe everything is just inverse, right, or just delayed, right?
It's tough to tell. I think this is. I think to attach what happened in the past and to put that as as an indicator for what's going to happen, I think is going to be leading to a lot of people get wrecked. I think we're in new uncharted territory right now where anything can happen, and that's why everybody's like, "Oh, is DeFi summer going to happen now?" It might not. But I do think that no matter what, with all this news, I think Bitcoin really truly is going to get the majority of the value, and then it's going to be this first, and we'll see, man.
So we meme coin stuff, right? So Bitcoin specifically, you think that we're going to get to 100? Okay, by the end of May, is it safe to say we're consolidating 100 on 120? By the end of July,
No,
maybe
no.
150, and then by the end of the year, 200,000.
I'd say by the end of by mid August, end of August, you'll be at 150, and then everything else then after, I think, will be quick and easy, especially Q4, and especially now that things usually run up in Q4. Bitcoin, like everything else, but equities more than anything. And the reason is that people want to make their bonuses, and they, all the managers and everything. But now, if Bitcoins are tied to their management, they got to push
Management
this price
fees.
up, right? They got to push this price up as well because it's all baked in and the yield is there.
Success fees, right? It's like they get they get more the more money that they make in their portfolio, the more they can charge. Hey, Detroit, doing today? What's up?
Exactly,
We're
exactly,
finishing up, brother.
exactly.
So just
So
to repeat
yeah,
again, give me the roadmap for because I got my boy Detroit 313 in here and Ty worldwide, right?
what's up,
So
dudes?
we got 120 by when? 150 by
Bro,
when?
you're
200K
killing
by
me with
when?
this. I told you, I can't. I can't.
Okay.
It's impossible.
You just went 150 by August, 200,000 by the end of the year. Give me
Yeah.
120. And
Well,
when is my
120.
dip? We're gonna get a dip at some point. My dip in
Your
August
dip
for
was
sure.
already, yo. Your dip was the tariff. That was your dip.
Detroit 313.
Okay.
That's Detroit 313.
That's
Well, did we
it.
already
The
have the
dip
dip?
is gone. Say bye to the see Bitcoin under $100,000 again. So that's it. And but that's okay. Listen, guys, you don't have to like wait for these. There's other ways to secure value. Go to virtuosocrypto.com, sign up for the account. Once we get past beta, you got my beta tester over here with
I'm a
the awesome
privilege. I
way.
have privilege, so I get to test everything first and make tons of money. And then once I've made the money, because I'm not smart at all, I just know all I'm gonna do is listen to the machine and send him when to buy and sell. And if it works well enough, then he's gonna release it to the public at a fee, of course.
But that's the whole point, right? You get the signal and you could use the signal, right? We don't have to be smart anymore. We got virtuoso to be smart for us. I don't have to look at the chart anymore. Intently like that, where I'm like staring, wondering where the next moves are, because we live in the day and age where we have APIs and an AI to process it all, and that's what I built. So where I'm specifically looking for is anything that's new and that's super liquid and that is gaining momentum. Usually, coins on Solana, right, are the first ones. So I made a script specifically to look at all those new tokens, see the momentum, and you're see.
What you're gonna be
But I'm
doing?
gonna give you some
What you're gonna be
alpha
doing?
here.
No. What you're doing with Solana with DeFi Summer and giving me the Solana indicator. I love you. I mean, no homo. But go ahead.
No, no, no. But that's exactly it. I'm looking at. So, I mean, we'll just do it right now. I could do it on this chat real quick. So this is one of the ones, and again, this is not like the one, right? But look at this shit just
You're
crashed.
like
So
Neo, but you're not the one. Go ahead.
right. Well, this one just crashed right now.
No, is that Bitcoin? What is that? I don't know what it is. I can't hear you, but I can't hear you. I have no clue what that is, but I don't like to see huge red lines going down. Unless that's Sui. In that case, it would be really bad. All right. What's this? Oh, that's his little TVP. Okay, so now we're looking at the charts. I can't hear you, so I'm gonna be talking for you, or at least try
Oh
to
man, my
translate.
bad.
Oh, I can hear
Sorry.
you.
So
Go ahead.
this is a Mudang alert that I got on Virtuoso yesterday.
Oh,
Right
thank God I don't
here.
have gang. Oh, thank God I don't have that shit. Well, go ahead.
No, I mean it went up pretty
Oh
significantly.
shit, bro, bro,
So
bro. We breaking news. Mew and Mudang meme coins have been listed on Robinhood spot just now. Why would you
no
do that?
shit.
Why the fuck would you do that? It just crashed. Well, maybe that's why. I don't know.
Well, it went up 20% since my alert went out. So I mean, I'm putting the alpha out there. Nobody wants to take it. I got no likes on it. I got no
I'm
comments.
taking
I
it.
don't
I'm
care.
taking it. I like your
All
stuff
right.
all the time. I'm always in there after weird shit. I even
No, no,
screenshot and
no,
send
but
it to the group chats.
no, I'm not talking about you specifically. All right. And listen, I'm not here for the adulation. I literally use X as my blockchain. I put my stuff on there. So when I come back and shit happens, I go, well, I kind of told you. And that's the alpha, right? And that's the alpha that I'm trying to put out there. Um, there's a lot of ways to go about it, but for me right now, I want to put out good signals for people. I want to make money. I want everybody to make money. But let's all be honest, man. It's taken a lot of time to get here, a lot of fucking pain. So I can't give
A
shit away
lot
for
of pain,
free.
man.
I can't give it away for free yet. But
For me, you can. For
well,
kind of. Better
you got a bill coming
existing.
to you soon. Don't worry about it. But
Better.
I gotta step out.
Hopefully, you get your 2% success fee. But anyway, bro, I gotta head out, so I'm gonna give you the last closing
Same,
thoughts. I gotta go get drunk to promote
do it.
cryptocurrencies in NDC.
Take some shots for me, brother.
Yeah, taking some for my
Not
liver's taking
shots,
some for
just
our
regular
cat.
shots. All right.
Yeah, my liver's taking one for the team so we can make this money. All right, last words for you.
W-
Bitcoin one to
Um,
1 million. I'm kidding. Just go ahead and tell me.
no,
Okay.
Bitcoin shot out of the atmosphere, babe. I posted that the other day too. Like we're in a new regime, price discovery. Look it up, what it means. If you don't know it already, but basically what it means is nobody knows where the fuck this is gonna go, which is great.
You're discovering the price. With that being
Yeah,
said,
well, the
let's
price is
get fucked
discovering
up.
itself. I mean, there's a theory behind it, but we can get into that in another chat. Either way, the long road is over. Rejoice, have fun, and ultimately be safe, guys.
Upwards and outwards, and just let's make this money.